Good evening, everybody. My name is Carly Ryder, and I'm the current president of the Sioux Falls School Board, and I'm delighted to be here with you here tonight. For the past 63 years, we have held this recognition banquet in honor of teachers and their dedication to the teaching profession. We have changed menus, venues, school boards, curriculum, technology, superintendents, and more over that length of time. But what hasn't changed is the continued appreciation for those individuals who have dedicated their lives to shaping the future of our students and our community. This is my 11th banquet, and I have seen many of my former teachers, and I see a few of you out there tonight as well, that I've had over the years. I always find them and introduce myself, unsure if they'll remember me 35 years later. But what's even more important is that I remember them. And all of you have students like me who will forever remember you and the impact that you made in their lives over the course of their lives and their education. And I thank you for that. So welcome to our celebration of you tonight. Congratulations to those of you who are retiring and to those of you who are celebrating your milestone of 25 years of service. We are glad you are here and so appreciate the time, love, patience, and knowledge that you provide to our students each day. I hope you enjoy your evening. Now I would like to introduce Superintendent Dr. Jane Stavum to say a few words as well.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm so glad to see you tonight. It's such a fun evening, and we had a lot going on today. I have my sticker on. Hopefully you voted, because if you didn't, I think you're out of luck, although I said maybe we should hold dinner. It sounds like we need all the votes we can get tonight with the turnout rates. I want to recognize a few people before I get started. Along with President Ryder, we have Dawn Marie Johnson, Board Member Johnson, and Board Member Nan Baker. And members of my leadership team are here, and members of our IPC office. So if you're here from IPC, would you just stand up for a minute, particularly Human Resources? There we go. Thank you for being here. And I particularly want to thank Human Resources, our team there put on this lovely event. They came over early today and set things up, and they just do such a wonderful job. So thank you for making tonight special. Before I say my formal remarks, I just have to tell you, you know, retirement season kind of sneaks up on us every year. It's like all of a sudden it's April and we go, oh, it's almost the end of the year. But I had a little bit of a reminder earlier than usual this year. I typically visit a few schools every week, and I believe it was in February. Is that right, Diane? Yeah, about February. Diane Kennedy, our wonderful principal from Lowell Elementary, she and I were walking through the halls talking about very important educational things, and we met up with a student, and of course she was very familiar with that student and decided to just stop briefly and check things out with her. She was out in the hallway, and you could kind of tell maybe she was needing just a little extra support. And so she proceeded to look at Mrs. Kennedy, and then she looked at me and she paused for a minute and she said to Mrs. Kennedy, "Is that your grandma?" Like, okay, I know this thing starts like with retirement. They come back to IPC 2 weeks later and they're all like fresh and stress-free, and they're like, oh, I just went to yoga. And she's already apparently started that backwards aging thing, according to whatever third grader was in the hallway. So I got my reminder, and then I went and bought some new face cream, maybe just see if I could step up my game a little bit. It was dry, I'm sure that's why. But we are happy that you are here, and tonight's theme is, I think, just so relevant to what we feel as educators and really just life in general, and that's we're all on this journey. And for those of us who choose to serve in education, I'm often told that while it can feel very long at times, all of a sudden this end of your journey or transitional part of your journey is here. And sometimes we are ready for it, and sometimes it can take us by surprise. And so I want us to just kind of briefly go all the way back in time to that very beginning part of your journey. And if you would, just remember with me when you were a brand new teacher and that feeling of I am lost. I am lost. I remember my first day on the job. I started 2 weeks into the school year. Half of my day I taught in a 5-6 split classroom, and the other half of my day I was an elementary music teacher. And I was in the music room I was going to have, which was very large and cavernous, and I remember the principal shutting the door, and I was staring at a piano and a set of textbooks, and that was it. And I just stood there going, okay, now what? Now what do I do? And if you think back to your first days of teaching, that sense of, my goodness, maybe I'm lost. What am I doing? But then you kind of get going, and then you go from being lost to feeling like just maybe you're walking in circles. You're just kind of traveling around. At one of the buildings where I taught, I knew I'd finally arrived when I knew where I was going to be when I got off the elevator. And I would get off, and it was kind of a surprise. It was a very old, tangled up building. It was kind of Whittier-ish in multiple editions. And then you're like, I don't know where I am. The first time I went to Whittier, the custodian gave me a great piece of information. He said, just remember this, you gotta go up to come back down. And he's right. If you've been in Whittier, you kind of gotta go back up to come back down. So we go from being lost to in circles. And then you might have even had some points along the way where you thought, I am just completely going the wrong way. Some of those classes maybe that you had, some of the bumps that we hit along the way. I remember in the mid-90s feeling like maybe I had gone the wrong way. The whole reform movement had come into play. No Child Left Behind. I thought, not really sure I'm going to get 100% of my kids to proficiency, but okay, we'll give it our best shot. But you kind of question that. Maybe some life things that happened. And maybe it even gets to the point where you felt like you were climbing up a mountain. And sometimes we climb up the mountain, and then, of course, we go back down the mountain. And that part might feel really easy, although sometimes going down the mountain can be just about as scary as going up the mountain. But that cyclical nature of our profession and the things that happen, maybe you changed a grade level along the way, maybe you changed a school, maybe you changed a program and kind of had to start back on those trajectories. We think of it kind of all as a long and winding road. Sometimes we feel like we're on pavement, smooth sailing. Sometimes we feel like we're on gravel. I grew up on a gravel road. I felt more comfortable on gravel actually than pavement, but sometimes that feeling beneath us changes along the way. Sometimes maybe it just felt like easy breezy, like you were up in a hot air balloon floating along and nothing could touch you, and it was just easy. One of those classes that came through and you thought, this is the greatest thing ever. When we think about our current day in education, sometimes I think we wonder if we have some hazards up ahead. Although we've weathered some of those things really well here in Sioux Falls, but we see kind of all around us across the nation some things that maybe pose a threat. And so it's upon all of us to make sure that we are voices for education and voices for children, and that despite some of those things, which really aren't all that new in some cases. I was just reading an article the other day about book wars and book bans, and it was from the 70s. And so I thought, well, maybe some of this isn't as new as I think it is. Sometimes I think we just felt like it's not, maybe it wasn't even on the map. And so whatever your journey has been, take some time to reflect on that. Because through all of those different directions that you've taken, all of the paths, for those of you who are retiring now, you have to face a new journey that involves the off-ramp. And sometimes getting on the road, staying on the journey is a pretty safe bet. And all of a sudden, like when you almost miss the off-ramp, it's a little disconcerting and you have to quickly swerve to the right and get off. But you have to prepare for that off-ramp just as you did the on-ramp. And that can be a big transition for people. So if you want some really good book recommendations, I can give those to you. Catch me afterwards. But you do need to really think about that and think about what now comes with this next part of the journey. We want you to think about, when you look in the rearview mirror, what you're able to look back on and what you're most proud of, and the ways that you impacted children that were in your care. And not only did you impact children, you've also impacted the adults that you've served with. You have lifelong friends, You have people that you'll probably have coffee with now on Tuesday morning. There's a novel thought. You'll have some new activities, and we want you to think about all of the memories that you have from this part of your life journey. And then what we want you to start thinking about and enjoying is the next adventure ahead. Because even though you're transitioning out of this phase of your life, we hope that you have some new things ahead to look forward to. And on one of those slides, since I took my glasses off, it says use the service road. That means you can still kind of see what's on the major highway, but you can be a little slower paced, and you can decide if you want to get on that or not, maybe like subbing. There's a shameless plug. But we want you to still stay connected to what's happening in our school district, what's happening in our schools. Mentoring is a great option, and still being a partner with us as you move into this next phase of your journey. You've done such important work. And for those of you celebrating tonight your 25th milestone, your retirement celebration is going to be just around the corner. And so I would encourage you to continue to enjoy the journey, even though sometimes that journey is a little rough. And keep in mind what it is that we got into this profession for in the first place. That's because we believe children deserve the best possible life, and to do that they need a good solid education. They need people who show up every day to care for them, to clothe them, to give them a snack and something to eat, to support their parents, to support what's happening in their lives as they go through things, good and bad. And doing that is really hard work, and it's heart work. And that's the hardest kind of work there is. So thank you for everything. Thank you for your time on the journey with Sioux Falls School District. We wish you the very, very best. And I hope you thoroughly enjoy this evening of reflecting and just having some fun with your family and friends. We will look forward to recognizing you in just a little while after we eat. Thank you.
Well, good evening. My name is Allison Struck, and I'm the Executive Director of the Sioux Falls Public Schools Education Foundation. On behalf of our board and the Education Foundation, I just want to welcome all of you and congratulate you. For those of you who are celebrating 25 years in the district, thank you. Truly. 25 years in any career is commendable, but thank you for choosing to work in the Sioux Falls School District. For those of you who are retiring, congratulations on a job well done. I've been reading the district dialogue every week, and I hope that for those of you who are retiring, you get to spend time with your family and grandkids, you get to travel, enjoy hobbies, read, and you know, if you have some free time, maybe you'll volunteer with the Education Foundation. So another shameless plug. But tonight, before we dismiss for the meal, we have a new partnership opportunity. We are working with Dakota Vascular, and they are offering 2 $500 cash prizes. So we have, Kate separated everyone's names, and we have a bag with our 25-year honorees and our retirees. And this is not rigged. We're going to do a live drawing. So I will actually fill out the check tonight, but I'll draw 2 names. If your name is one of those that are called, please come forward. We'll step out and take a photo, and then while we're doing that, Kate and Amira will be coming around to dismiss tables. We have such a great crowd tonight that there's 2 buffet lines, so please just look for Kate or Amira, and they'll help you get through the line. So without further ado, I'm gonna see who the lucky winner is. Oh, and I just wanna say, I need to recognize Dakota Vascular. They approached us, they wanted to do something to really pay it forward and invest in the community. They were very complimentary when we first started having these conversations. They recognize the work that you do day in and day out. They know how tirelessly you support your students and your colleagues. And some of the things that they had said when we were meeting was just that education is the foundation of any great community. And they know, they know that you're going above and beyond to really give your kids amazing opportunities. So on behalf of Dakota Vascular, please know that they so appreciate what you do, and this is a small token of their gratitude. So, all right. So the first winner is from Garfield Elementary. Brian Himes. All right, and then our second winner is from John Harris, Eugene Field in Cleveland, Mr. Jeff Dixon. So would you both please meet me out here? We'll take photos, and then I'll give you the check, the most important thing, and then Kate and Amira will start dismissing. So thank you.
Hopefully you are at a point where you can listen and either finish eating at the same time or you're finished. Let's give a hand to the staff tonight here at the Country Club for all their work. Wonderful food and great service. We're so lucky here in Sioux Falls to have such beautiful places where we can gather. So, without further ado, what we came here for tonight is to recognize all of you. And so we are going to start with our 25-year honorees. And when I call your name, I'm going to ask you to come up and receive your special certificate. And I'll apologize up front if I mess up your name, although I do have a very good guide here. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, here we go. Scott Amundsen. Diane Cash. I think she won an award back there. That's awesome. Michelle Clayberg. No, you're good. We just want you to be recognized. Dan Conrad. Heidi Dooley. Gretchen Doyle. Nancy East. Barry Foster. Kim Henkel. Wade Hellison. Brian Himes. I do Himes? I get Himes right? Okay, good. That's the right one. Susan Hodney. Tina Cucker. Kevin Nelson. Darla Nelson. Tammy Nordstrom. Jody Peterson. She was just closer. Ann Powers. Chuck Ridgway. Nicole Schillmoller.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cindy Sertska. Michelle Thies. Todd Wells. Sherry Wallace. Georgianne Warrenson. And Melanie Zeman. Let's give a big round of applause for all of those 25-year awardees. Congratulations to all of you. We're just so proud of that milestone, and what a great example to our other staff members for such a great journey so far. Got a lot of years to go, though. All right, now we get to recognize our most special guests, our retirees. We're going to start with Marta Benson. Susan Bills. Cheryl Bosma. I don't know if she can give it to herself, but Dr. Teresa Boyson. Dr. Knoll, you have to hand it to her officially. Thank you. I'll cry saying it. All right, Rod Burmeister. Diane Cash. Amy Cleveringa. A long walk. Twice. Nicole Deek. Jeff Dixon. Lisa Feldkamp. Marjorie Gary. Deborah Grimm. Kevin Hansen. Terry Hogarth. Carrie Johnson. Cindy Jones. Looking ever so young, Diane Kennedy.
We could tell stories about that one.
Yeah, that's not the only story they got. Ken Nemmers. Deb Neumeister. Sheila Orlando. Sue Parrott. Shelley Pearson. Rana Penny. Deb Piper. Kathy Regas. Melody Sitter. Kurt Skogstad. Colleen Stavig. Diane Thomas. Mary Tilburg. Laura Jaden. Amy Tuchin. And Donita Warrington. David Kingley. Are you here, David? There he is. Congratulations to all of you. Is there anybody else that we might have missed accidentally? If there is, raise your hand. We would be happy to make sure that we recognize you. We try really hard. All right. Well, congratulations, everybody. What a lovely time of thinking about you each as individuals and how you've contributed to the success of the Sioux Falls School District. It's a special place, and we do special things for very special children. So with that, our evening is adjourned. Feel free to stick around and drink some coffee and be with friends and enjoy your time together celebrating. And have a great rest of your week.